Hello everyone. So this is my second demo video. In this video, we are going to discuss about the topic Agile. So what does the Agile usually mean? Agile usually means moves quickly. In the terms of an IT field, Agile is a project management and a software development approach that focuses on delivering small incremental improvement through short iterative cycles called sprints. As it is shown in this diagram, we can see there are projects in IT fields which takes sometimes more than 1 years and except more than more than few years. In Agile we divide this large project into smaller parts, which can be called chunks. These small these small methods go through an iteration. We will later discuss what the steps are involved in iteration. After going through iteration, we release the product. After releasing the product, we release this product in a short time, such as 2 or 4 weeks, which is a very short amount of time as if you compare it to a large project which will be made, it can take more than 1 year to 5 years. As we know, in the current market, the amount of time which this can make many changes. As we know, our market is changing very dramatically. So we don't know what will happen in 5 years, if that technology will remain the same or will there be new improvement added to it. So to counter that problem, we have made Agile. It, we release the code in 2 or 4 weeks. When you compare it to releasing the project in such a large amount of time, you can say it releases very quickly. Only a small only a small part of the project is released. After it released, we can get a feedback. Mm, Through the feedback, we can enhance our project, which go through again iteration where we will improve our project. And after enhancing, we will re-release our project. You can say that the whole project will be going through loop until the project is completed. So now I'm going to tell you about the few advantages and disadvantages of Agile. First advantage is it is a frequent delivery. As you can see, the release is a very, takes very short amount of time. The client and the client and the client and the company will communicate face to face, so that can build a trust between two parties. You can make changes frequently because going through loops we can enhance our project as many times as we want. It will take less time. So some of the disadvantages of agiles are less documentation. As we know, it's go through short amount of time, so there are less documentation in it. And second is maintenance problem. So in the term of software development, agile is, wait a second, I will open Notepad, write it. So in the term of software development, agile is a time box based Iterative approach of software development. There are many types of companies such as there is a service-based companies, which service-based company usually build projects for the clients, and there is product-based companies. Product-based company develops products. Some of the examples of service-based companies are TCS, Wipro, and etc. Some of the examples of product-based companies are Windows, Google, and etc. There are some more company. There is one more company. There one more type of company which is based on service-based companies who develop products for client. So first of all, we have to understand what's the difference between service-based company who develops products for clients and service-based companies. So service-based companies makes projects in short amount of time, such as few months or or 1 year 1 year, and the service-based company makes products which can take up to more than 2 to 5 years. So, as we know, that these companies usually use Agile. The companies like service-based companies or product-based companies use Agile. Agile is a project. In Agile, the project is broken in multiple features. First of all, let me show you a diagram through which you can understand how how Agile is different from. So I'm going to show you the timeline of how Agile works in a project. Let's say this line is a timeline of a project. Let's say this is a starting point and this is an ending point. Let's say it takes 1 year to complete the whole project. In Agile, we break the project in small sprints. As you can see, this is the first sprint, which can be named, let's say, X, and it will take 2 weeks and we can go through against this cycle and we can make more sprints after completion of the first sprint. Let's say this one also takes 2 weeks and we can name it Y. As you can know, as you can see, the after the completion of the X sprint, which can be called sprint one, it will directly go live. And same can be said with Y. Go live. And as you can see in the diagrams, the iteration will keep happening and the sprints will keep happening in the time frames such as weeks and project will keep going on. In Agile, the projects are broken in multiple features in smaller time frames to complete features and deploy into the project system. Let's let's know what we features we go through in the iteration process. Iteration. We first understand requirement and we design solution and we develop our project. We do unit testing and QA testing and performance testing and security testing. And we also give demo to the client in this iteration. Then we deploy our project. So these iterations keep happening until the projects are completed. Now we are going to discuss about, let me first show you a diagram. As you can see in diagrams, we are going to discuss about the frameworks of Agile. Agile, there are multiple ways of implementing Agile. Some of the ways are Scrum, Kanban, and Scrumban. So, people in the industry usually use Scrum framework. And in this diagram, we can see a glance of a Scrum framework. So, there are peoples involved in this framework, such as product owner, the team, Scrum Master. There are three people that involved in this framework. The product owners are usually the customers, or you can say the managers, which gives the work to the people, to the team. And the the product owner usually, let me show you from a diagram. Save this. Okay. So let's say there is a client who wants his project to be developed by the team. The client will not directly talk with the team with the team. He have to contact the team with the help of product owner. The product owner usually lays the requirements which are told by the client. So let's say, for example, a client say that he wants to make a login form, login form. The product owner have to communicate with the team to, to make the requirements and give it to the team and to how to make it. Let's say this is a login form. The submit button. Okay. So the product owner will lay the requirements and give it to the team. Product owner contact with the clients and convert his demands to requirements and give it to the team's member. Let's see the diagrams to understand the full steps which are involved during the cycle. The product owners, wait a second. The product owners, the product owner, after communicating with the client, make a list of the product, make a list which can be called product backlogs. In product backlogs, we prioritize a list of what is required, such as feature, bugs, and etc. After going through the product backlog, we the second step is sprint. Sprint is a time frame, or you can say a working cycle to discuss what amount of time it will take to finish a small part of the project. Sprint, as we know, is a time frame to discuss what is going to happen within that week, which the sprint is going to happen. The sprint planning meeting is deployed. In sprint planning meeting, the team plans the meeting from each sprint. For example, daily stand-up meeting, sprint review, sprint retrospective. The Scrum Master usually tells us the Scrum Master is no, let's wait a second. Okay. In the daily stand-up meeting, what is daily stand-up meeting? Daily stand-up meeting is happens when you have to go daily in morning before you start your day. Then meeting happens. Teams connect to discuss what you were working upon yesterday, what is your plan for today, and what on the track to finish the features. Complete all the works, manage all the works we would need to happen this team meeting. Let's, as you know, to make this product backlog, we need a product management tools. There are multiple project management tools which are available in the market. One of the most famous project management tool is Jira. There are some other project management tools too, such as Asana and Microsoft Planner. Jira is the most popular among companies. Let's make an account in Jira and show you how it works. Let's search Jira. As you can see, I have already made an account in Jira. It is a simple process. You just have to go to the login form and add your information such as your name and your email ID. And next, this page will present to you. As you can see in the diagram, there's a product backlog. We can see in Jira there's backlog available here. In the backlog, we write our list of requirements that are going to happen. We can add our requirements, as you can see from this issue. We can also add tasks and bugs. Let's see. First of all, we have to understand what user story is. In Jira, we use the term user story. User story is a requirement in Agiles. Requirements in Agiles are given in the form of user stories. As you can see, this green icon usually represents story. We can add user story. There is a standard way of writing a user story. Let's let me show you. Um, I've already searched for this before. Let me show you. So let me show you the standard standard way writing user story and paste. As you can see, the standard way of writing the user story is we first have to write as a user who is giving the task, who's writing the story, and what do they want. I want what functionality you want. You have to write there so that why you want it or why you want it, and you have to explain why you want that. If you don't follow the standard way of writing user story, it can complicate things. Let's say we write a user story such as make a login form. Okay. Let's use ChatGPT to make our work easy. Make a login form. As you can see, ChatGPT has made us a user story. As a registered user of the platform, I want a login form where I can enter my username and password so that I can securely access my account and personalize features. Let's add this user story in our backlog. Just write. We have to first create issue. We have to write what we want to do. We want to do is create a log form. Press enter. You have to open. You can open this. You can open this issue story. Okay, as you can see, create the login form. In the description, we have to write what we want and how we want the story, the task and requirement to happen. This is a standard way of writing our story, and there have to be some acceptance criteria. You can also search from ChatGPT to make our work easy. Let's give it write 5 acceptance criteria. As you can see, ChatGPT is writing us some acceptance criteria. Let's copy this and paste it. Acceptance criteria. The acceptance and criteria usually we are made to clarify what the things that you want this requirement to give, such as while making the login form, the form and layout of the field. The form should have two input fields. We have make the developer work easy by providing him the important user fields for username and email validation of empty fields, authentication process, what we have to do in authentication process, error handling, and password security, how we have to secure the password. Let's save this. You can also assign who you want to assign this task or requirement. Let's assign it to myself for now. Okay, so let's close this. As you can see, there are some ways to know how our project is going. To do means that our work has not started yet and we have to start it. In progress means the work is currently going on that requirement. Done means that the requirement is completed. We can add sprint, we can add backlogs issue to our sprint by dragging and dropping it. This way we can create our priority list, such as you want to create a login form first. Okay. You can also assign story point. First, to understand story point, you have to understand what story point is. Story point usually is used to estimate how much time it will take to complete the task. It usually depends upon how much days you have to take to complete each task. We assign it with a story point, such as one story point will be 1 day. You can know how much time it will take, depends on how much time it will take, how complex the project is, and the risk involved with it. Such as we can just say the login form, we can take up to the 4 days. So let's save it. After that, we can start the sprint. Let's start the sprint. Okay, just give it a date, whatever. Start. We can automatically go to the board where we can see our list of the things that we have to do and it in progress and done. After completing, such as we have completed create login form or we are currently doing create login form, we can drag and drop it to the progress sheet where everyone can see it. We can also see which task is appointed to which person. That's where you can see there is an unassigned person no which has no works to do. As you can see, here are some requirements that to be done. We can just drag and drop to done after completing the assignment. The members of the team can know what currently you are doing. So that's all we have to say today. In this video, we have discussed what is Agile framework. In Agile, we have used Scrum framework and the project management tools which are used to make Agile is Jira. Thank you everyone for joining this video.